Working 9 to 5 is not the problem. Wasting your 9 to 5 is. Today, I want to share with you how I changed that, how I went from dreading my morning to building a life that I actually love and love waking up to, not through manifestation or magical thinking, but through building intentionally, brick by brick, block by block, every day, through planning, through making mistakes and getting up quickly, through growth. So if you've been feeling stuck or empty in your routines, this video is for you. So let's talk about how ordinary people like you and I can create a life they love. And hi, if this is your first time here, hello, welcome. For the past 43 years, I've been trying to build a life that I love. For the past 20 years, I've worked in roles as a psychologist and also a banker. My goal here is simple: to help you transform your thinking, master yourself, and become the best version of what you can actually be. And if that sounds like what you want to hear, let's get started. Life is unpredictable. Things happen. Sometimes they are your fault, sometimes they are not. Sometimes life just throws you things. It throws things at you. A system you didn't choose, a situation you don't deserve. What happens to you may not be your fault, but it is your responsibility, because responsibility is not about blame but about power. So when you take responsibility for your life, you are sitting on the driver's seat, determining what happens in your life. And so I built a new life, not overnight but through trial and error, and in the process I discovered 3 steps that changed how I live. These 3 steps can help you to create a life that you genuinely love. And step number 1 is to decide to love your life. Decide to love your life. This sounds like what you should be doing by now, but unfortunately, many of us don't love our lives, because love is not just about feeling, it's a choice. There were many mornings back then when I woke up angry at my job, angry at the traffic, angry at the world. But deep down, I wasn't just angry, I was ungrateful. I kept saying what I hated, ignoring what was still good about my life. Chronic complaining is self-sabotage. It is like drinking poison and expecting the world to change. If you keep waiting for your life to feel perfect before you start loving it, you will wait forever. You have to start from where you are, because what you are doing right now, even if it feels small, irrelevant or boring, is connected to what you will become or you're becoming. Every job, every task, every challenge is all training you for something. And so it's not always about why am I here, but what can I learn here? That small shift, it moves you from complaining to curiosity, and that changes your mindset. That curiosity eventually became the foundation of what I do today. So here's a reminder: nothing is wasted. Every experience adds up. You might not see it in full yet, but one day it all makes sense. But only if you decide right now to start loving your life as it is. And step number 2 is to choose a mission or someone to serve. Choose a mission or something of value to serve. Once you have made the decision, the next step is to find a mission, something or someone beyond yourself. You cannot build a life you love by focusing only on yourself. Purpose grows faster when you're serving. For me, it started when I realized my story. All those years of frustration, burnout, confusion could actually help serve someone, and that my pain actually serves a purpose. And that was when I started sharing, talking to people, creating content, giving out what I know. And slowly I began to see something beautiful happening. My struggle started turning into service. And that is what love looks like. Not what can I get here, but what can I give? Your mission doesn't have to be big or loud. It can be as simple as being kind or present with your family, a leader in your team, or a person who brings light into a dark space. What matters is, does it give meaning to your action? Because without a mission, nothing ever gets started. What can I serve, or who can I serve? What do I care about? Because love is in the service. And step number 3 is to make mistakes and try again. Oh, this is the beauty part of it. Make mistakes and wake up as fast as you can. If you want to create a life you love, you have to be willing to fail. You won't get it right the first time. You probably won't get it right the 10th time, and that is fantastic. That is okay, because the life you want, the life you're building, isn't by avoiding mistakes but by learning from them. I have failed many times that I can count. Business ideas that didn't work, projects that went nowhere, moments when I thought is something actually wrong with me. But every single one of them, every single one of those moments taught me something, and over time those lessons became the foundation of what I experience today. And so think about it. How do you learn to ride a bike? By falling and by scraping your knees, by wobbling until you find balance. You don't stop after the first fall. You get back up because you've tasted the possibility of freedom. That is what it looks like, and that is how life works also. Each fall brings you closer to balance. And so don't be afraid to crash a few times. Don't be afraid to look foolish. Oh, the only people who never make mistakes were the ones who never tried. And you're building something, and you're building a life that you love, and that is brave. So embrace the mess, the noise, and the failures, because they are not the opposite of progress. They are progress. If there's one thing I've learned on this journey, it is this: creating a life you love is not escaping your reality but transforming through it. You don't need everything figured out to start. You just need enough courage to take the first step, to make one small change, one small decision, one small act of faith. If you keep doing that every day, you will look back one day and realize that the life you love wasn't something you found. It was something you built. Wherever you are, start now, because this moment right here is where your new life begins. If this was for you, follow for more stories and insight on how to rebuild, grow, and transform your life from the inside out. And remember, you don't find the life you love, you create it. One decision, one mission, and one mistake at a time. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.